It was good. We didn't play great, especially offensively shooting the ball. We really found our niche defensively, though, over the course of the trip and did a really nice job of managing some really talented players that we faced. Overall, long trip, a lot of driving. Kind of getting back to what I said during the spring break time. First time that, the majority of our teams ever made that trip to Kansas City and all the way out to Quincy, Illinois. So just the driving and the time on the bus, I think, kind of threw a little bit of a curveball towards us. But we managed it well, and we were able to come home 2-0, which was obviously the goal of heading out in that direction.
Kind of winners of 5 straight, kind of returned to conference play now, and kind of everything on the table to go out and win for the conference level this week?
Yeah, 5 straight games is a good little streak to have, but I think the guys, are a little bit hungry for more. We know that if we can kind of continue to do what we're supposed to do, there is still a chance for us maybe to sneak into the NCAA tournament, but most importantly, we do want to walk away this season with one of our goals being completed, which is obviously winning an RMAC regular season championship as well as winning the tournament and bringing that cup back home here to Grand Junction.
Carson kind of quietly climbed up on the scoring charts in your career and being a part of this program for so long, having some success. What's kind of this year been like as a fifth-year senior?
It's pretty fun. Just kind of living every moment like it's my last. It's crazy to think that it's been 5 years already. Flies by, but having a blast. It's pretty cool watching this team grow into the team I know they can be. But yeah.
Guys, what's it like to play with your brother? We got a few different sets on the team, but how's that?
You want to go first?
I'll go first.
It's awesome. We've grown up playing together. We've played together since we were little kids. It's just nice knowing that there's someone on the team we talk a lot about accountability and someone that's always going to hold you accountable and hold you to a higher standard.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, playing with Drew for probably 17 years now on different sports teams and such, it's just one of those people that at the end of the day you don't have to put a facade on for, and you can kind of say whatever you want to. And same way back, you're going to get a response that's not sugar-coated in any way. So it's nice to kind of have that built-in partner and someone that you can rely on and look to. I mean, when things are tough or when things are good.
Against this weekend, Quincy Rockers, you guys only allowed 9 goals all weekend. Nolan played all 120 minutes in net. What was kind of the rhythm for you guys defensively? Because even in the Quincy game, they got out to an early lead, but you guys quickly ramped up and didn't allow a goal in the second half against Quincy and then the first and fourth quarters against Rockers. What was kind of the rhythm like defensively?
We've really been focusing on defense, that it's a 7-man unit, that all 7 of us are important to each man's job, and it's not just a one-on-one matchup, and it's important to kind of help each other out. And I think we were pretty successful at doing that. But I think that we've had a lot of improvement from our offensive midfielders and D-middies being able to play more defense and rely on them when they come back down. And honestly, I think that our game plan was just pretty smart going into both of those games. I don't think that really either of those teams got what they usually do in a regular game.
I think it's kind of been down to game plan. Coach Moyer and Coach Shorty have been doing a great job. Like against Rockers, we kind of shut down one of their guys. And against Quincy, they trusted us to play 6v6, and obviously it took a little bit to get the rust off after the bus ride, but I think it's just come down to game plan and us truly believing in the game plan that they have set for us.
And with Nolan in net, it's kind of been back and forth between Reese, Cal, and Nolan. You played all minutes. What's kind of the goalie situation looking like for this weekend? Because I know it is so much practice dependent.
Yeah, I mean, we took off yesterday, so today was our first day of practice of the week. The best guy is going to play, and we're fortunate to have a nice stable of goalies that do a pretty good job of keeping shots at bay. We've all kind of talked about it. We would like to see one guy really step up and own the position and really take leadership and take the job from the other 3 guys. But essentially, if that means each week they're continuing the battle, then that's what it is, because they're all only going to continue to improve. But, I have no clue who's going to play on Friday right now. I'll have a better idea of that on Thursday after we get through tomorrow and Thursday's practice. And then Sunday we'll come back again and practice on Saturday and see kind of who looks the best going into Friday night. And then if that happens, we could probably see that same person on Sunday. I think each goalie has a different approach and ability. And I think that's one of the things that, I know that the Rockhurst Sports Network was talking about during the game, expecting to see Reese. Reese was unavailable for that game, and so we went with Nolan, and I think that kind of threw them for a little bit of a loop, because you got to shoot at them a little bit differently, because each guy's got their own particular scout.
And offensively, Carson, you guys have the 8th most points in all of Division II and have the 6th most points per game. What's kind of it been like offensively? Because it seems like you guys can get it from anywhere with the amount of dodgers that you guys have that can dodge from either X or up top on those alleys.
Yeah, we're a really deep depth team. We got guys that can run for miles, guys that are quick off their dodges, can move the ball, have good vision of the field on the offensive side. I didn't know that statistic, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of just growing, learning, kind of just adapting to what different defenses are going to throw at us. But yeah, it's pretty cool to watch.
Drew, you have something you want to add?
At the face-off X, it's been dominant for you guys. Jake and Dylan both are winning over 70% of their face-offs right now, and I know Drew and Jake, you guys are on the wings a lot. What's kind of the cohesion between that group? Because it feels like whoever's on the field is more than likely going to win the face-off.
I think it's nice that we have that big face-off group, and I like to include Mike and Joey in that group too, because there are games where they get put in there and they do a great job. But that face-off unit is just such a tight-knit unit. They're out practicing whenever they can. They're out taking reps with each other. So I think that them working together has helped them when they're going against other guys.
Yeah, I would put our core of face-off guys in contention for probably the hardest working group at D2 Lacrosse, just because they're always out there putting in extra work. But it also feels like they are supportive of the choices that we make and kind of on the wings, helping them out. And it's a 3-man team kind of on the face-off X. It's not a 1v1, so I think they know that and we know that. And we kind of just do the best that we can to make sure that it's easy for them.
What I would add is just there's some times where they might overthink it, and I think what we got this weekend was them taking what we could get. And, I don't think that the stats were 100% correct in going back and watching the tape, because I think Drew and Jake actually had a fair amount more ground balls in the game than Dylan. But that is what it is, and what we took this weekend are what we refer to as hikes, where we can just straight hike the ball like a center would hike the ball in football directly to one of our wings, because in particular Rockhurst was pretty much conceding faceoffs. And so when that happens, it just allows us to kind of get into that face-off rhythm, and whoever's in the right spot's going to pick up the ground ball and do something with it. And again, everybody's going to approach it a little bit differently. We like to obviously play in transition and play with pace, and one of the things Rockhurst did really, really well as Quincy is they kind of limited our ability to do that off the face-offs. So that is something we'd like to see us get back to this weekend, is to try to push the tempo a little bit more off the face-offs.
And with those two RMAC components in CSU Pueblo and Adams, you're going to have that opportunity. But looking at just those two matchups, Friday on the road, Sunday back here, what are you guys going to have to do in terms of like rest and recovery with that just quick turnaround in the bus ride?
We've really been talking about that a lot lately. One thing this team really prides itself on is being able to compete under any conditions. I mean, we like to call ourselves the Road Warriors, and I think in that Quincy game, we got a little bit away from that, not necessarily coming off that bus the correct way and respecting our opponent as we should have. But I think that after the Rockers game, we got a better understanding of what that means and to respect every game as it should be. So I don't think the traveling is going to be a problem. It's just got to be whether if we want to do it or not.
Kind of add on, we also talk about like controlling our controllables. We can't control when our games are, but we can control the effort that we put on the field, both Friday and Sunday.
And then obviously this weekend, back to final 3 games all key to holding that undefeated record in the RMAC and then get that RMAC regular season championship like it is one of your goals?
Just playing the game that we know how to play, playing it to the best of our ability. That's everyone. This is a team game. It takes every single person, from guys that are starting the game to guys that might not see the field. It's important that everyone's firing on all cylinders. It's exciting, and we look forward to it.
I think just kind of continue to play our brand of lacrosse, like the blue collar style lacrosse, and I think just share the ball, be unselfish, and don't care how it gets done. Just have more points on the scoreboard at the end of the game.
I think we learned from last year on the unfortunate end of the season that when it gets this late in the season, we still need to continue to improve and continue to grow as a team. At no point can we just stop and say where we're at right now can get it where we need to be. But in order to get where we want at the end of the day, we need to keep improving.
And one thing I'll add is had a number of conversations. I told the team this today with juniors in particular, not to dismiss the work that Chevy's done and the work that some of our other seniors have done, but these juniors came in as freshmen and played a ton of quality minutes. It's very much their team. They don't want to drop another game, period, and that's a career statement. And this is a great opportunity for us to go out on Friday and play an opponent that we should be able to manage, play another opponent on Sunday we should be able to manage, turn around the next week and play another opponent we should be able to manage, and then just repeat it again and again. And then that's really kind of where we want to finish this season off, if we are unfortunate enough not to keep playing into May, is with 5 more straight wins. So that way a guy like Chev can go out with an additional ring, as well as allowing these juniors to really take the reins appropriately as seniors, knowing what it's going to take to do what they want to do, what they came to do here to do, which it's great to win locally, but we really have higher aspirations for who we want to be as when it comes to the national scale. And these next 5 games hopefully are stepping stones to getting to that point. And you never want to look ahead of anyone, so we're going to take care of Friday and we'll let the rest of it kind of take care of itself. But Friday's a really good stepping stone for us to just take that first step and move forward and really get after it and put the pressure on everyone else to play at the level that we know we can play at and the level that we feel like we've been playing here recently.
And for Friday, when you guys first played CSU Pueblo, you locked off Kraus with that short stick D-midi with Drew and Sergio. Are we going to see more of that this weekend against them and Adams?
I don't know. We'll see. These things get posted a little bit too quick before games, but we are who we are. We like playing 5v5 lacrosse. We don't think a lot of teams in the country practice it. We practice it all the time, so we feel like we're pretty good at it, both offensively and defensively. You might even see us play what we call our 40 set, which is a 4-man lacrosse game where we shut off with our 2 short sticks. But we're just going to kind of practice this week and see what looks best and make sure we have the right legs to come with us on Friday to execute the game plan that we want to execute. But I wouldn't be surprised to see us do something different. It's kind of who we are.
Josh, are you sure? Are you good this time?
Anyone else?
We just deferred it.
I know.
He just takes it and runs.
It's awesome. It's awesome. We appreciate it. We know he knows the game, so.
All right, a couple rapid fires. Easter edition. Chocolate eggs or chocolate bunnies?
Eggs.
Bunnies?
Eggs for sure.
Peeps or no peeps?
No peeps.
Not a shot.
No peeps for me either.
Easter egg hunts or egg dyeing?
Egg dyeing.
Yeah, I'll do egg dyeing as
I'll
well.
also say
Bit
egg
of an
dyeing.
artist.
Okay, and what was your favorite family Easter tradition?
Probably dyeing eggs.
Not eating peeps, I'd say.
Mine would probably be Easter breakfast every year. That's my favorite.
And hanging out with his brother Drew.